every day by clicking the Clinton Save-A-Lot icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Peterson Insurance Services in Clinton is a 2014 Pekin Insurance Illinois Agency of the Year. Jay Peterson here from Peterson Insurance. Find out about Pekin's auto, home, or life insurance by clicking on our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Not much happens at 2 in the morning, but sometimes, in the blink of an eye, everything happens. And when it does, you can count on Lincoln Memorial Hospital. From our 24-hour emergency room to our trained care teams and state-of-the-art facilities, LMH is where great care comes together for you, no matter what time it is. Learn more at memorial.health/LMH.
News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Monday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast, streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. A DeWitt County leader is making the jump from one side of the county to the other. Former city administrator for the city of Clinton, Taylor Baxter, takes over as the city manager for the city of Farmer City this week. He is forever grateful for the opportunity provided to him by the city of Clinton.
Yeah, a little bit of a change. Going to miss a lot of the people in Clinton. There's a lot of really good people. For those that don't know, I've been hired over in Farmer City to be their city manager. Very excited for that. So for those from Farmer City, I don't want you guys to be disappointed because I'm sad that I'm going there. I like Clinton. There's a lot of really, really good things happening here. You know, they took a chance on me, just a Parks and Rec guy, to be their city administrator, and I will forever be thankful for that. But yeah, so my last day here in Clinton is December 27th. Going to start over in Farmer City that Monday, the 30th. So really looking forward to that. There's a lot of good things happening in Farmer City, and hopefully I can kind of build upon, you know, what Sue and their council and their mayor have done over there. Good things happening, so looking forward to that for sure.
As Baxter departs, several projects and goals are left unfinished. He indicates the council has sought to bring back the summer concerts that had become a huge hit pre-COVID, and it appears there is dedication to having those return.
One of the major things that the council has emphasized to me, even since, you know, my first interview, those summer concerts are so important to the community and to them. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, just budgeting. And that's where the council, I think, is going to have to come together during this budget season and figure out, okay, are we going to do a couple of big acts like they've done in the past where they'd get the voice runner-up or the voice winner, where those are going to be a little bit more expensive? Or do you want to spread it out longer where you still get very quality music, but let's say you have 10 of them, you know? So I think some planning on their ends, a little bit of direction for whoever is going to come in, but that is made very clear. They have been on me to work on that, so this next person will continue to work on that too.
Another project still ongoing is the Park Lane West subdivision development. Baxter indicates there's a lot of interest in the development in that part of the community. He believes it will be a very good thing for Clinton.
Like you said, Park Lane West, there's some lots that still need to be sold. We still have people calling all the time, wondering. I've had realtors call, I've had appraisers call, I've had just residents interested in it. So I'm sending out more information. I think we have 7 of them unofficially sold. So those are still moving forward. There's a little bit of TIF money that's left and some projects that need to wrap up in our TIF district out by the school and Sunset Inn. So yeah, it's really, again, Tim has done a lot of really, really good things in Clinton and set a very good foundation. I talked about Sue's foundation of Farmer City. Tim has done an awesome job of moving forward with the city and trying to keep everything that he had going too.
Baxter feels in his first time as an administrator, he learned a lot. He appreciates the experiences he had in Clinton and the opportunity to learn a lot in this community. Historical images often degrade over time while on display. In the last few months, the DeWitt County Museum has taken advantage of an opportunity to preserve those moments in time. Joey Long, executive director of the C.H. Moore Homestead and DeWitt County Museum, explains their project, Picture Perfect, sought to preserve historical photographs from their collection. It is just about wrapped up.
Yeah.
It is about to wrap up. First, I'll explain the project. The C.H. Moore Homestead DeWitt County Museum collection includes many photographs depicting, DeWitt County's history and heritage. And many of these original images are the only one of its kind in existence. However, the problem is that due to the passage of time, some of these images have begun to fade and deteriorate. Our Picture Perfect project will allow us to fix that problem. What we will do is we will select photographs, and we will be able to stabilize those photos and preserve the original photos at the same time. So the photograph that is sponsored will be recreated in an 11 by 14 format. And it will be on a special material used by museums that is resistant to light. That is one enemy of these original photographs that we have on display in the gallery wall. And then it is also impervious to moisture, which is another enemy of such things.
The photo replication will allow the museum to keep displaying the history of DeWitt County while preserving the originals for generations to come.
So then we will be able to take the original, have it enhanced, have it recreated on this special material so that those images can go on the gallery wall. And then the originals will be stored in archival material according to best practices.
The effort began this fall. Long hopes to see those finished copies on display at the museum very soon. She thanks those who responded to their call to help preserve photos in DeWitt County and those who have helped keep the history alive of the community. Get more information on all things C.H. Moore Homestead at chmorehomestead.org, and be sure to follow them on Facebook. Get the latest in local news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. A look at local sports is next.
Liberty Village of Clinton's Memory Lane provides fitness for the mind. Hi, I'm Jill Rieger, Director of Marketing. Our memory care program focuses on an individual's strengths for personalized care. Click on our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
SIU Family Medicine wants the best health for you and your family. Be a champion. Protect your loved ones. The SIU Center for Family Medicine of Lincoln is accepting new patients. Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to schedule your appointment.
Protect.com.
With SRN Sports, I'm Jeremy House. In the NFL, Sam Darnold throws for 3 touchdowns as the Minnesota Vikings top the Green Bay Packers 27-25.
Darnold completed 33 of 43 passes for 377 yards for the Vikings, who would win their second division title in 3 years with a win in Detroit next week. Justin Jefferson finished with 8 catches for 92 yards for the Vikings, while Jordan Addison added 6 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. The Packers entered the day locked into an NFC wildcard spot.
Correspondent Adam Spillane reporting. Other winners included Buffalo, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, the New York Giants, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Miami, and Washington. In the NHL, winners were Buffalo, Anaheim, Detroit, Montreal, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Vegas, Dallas, and Los Angeles. This is SRN Sports. In the NBA, the Indiana Pacers held off the Boston Celtics for a 123-114 win 2 nights after suffering a 37-point defeat in Boston.
Tyrese Halliburton's 31 points paced Indiana, which grabbed the lead for good in the second quarter and held off a late Celtics push. Pascal Siakam and Andrew Nembhard added 17-point piece to help Indy snap a 2-game skid. Jaylen Brown had a team-high 31 points after scoring a season-high 44 in Friday's 142-105 rout of Indiana. The Celtics have dropped 4 of 6.
That's correspondent Gethin Coolbaugh reporting. Other winners included Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota. And in men's top 25 college basketball, winners included number 5 Alabama, 6th-ranked Florida, number 9 Oregon, 12th-ranked Oklahoma, number 21 Purdue, and 24th-ranked Illinois. This is SRN Sports.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard right here on WHOW and all our digital platforms, the Clinton Maroons fell to Tuscola 43-37 in the championship game of the Holiday Hoopla tournament from Monticello inside the Seaver Center Saturday night. The Maroons were led by Colton Walker, who shot 50% and scored 12 points. Dalton Bell earned the Serve Pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's player of the game by scoring 10 with 2 clutch threes to help keep the Maroons in a tight game in the fourth quarter. Keaton Graves rounded out the scoring with 5 points. The Warriors were led by James Parker with 13 points. 6'5 senior Sawyer Woodard had 9. With the game tied at 28 after 3, the Maroons were outscored 15-9 in the final frame. With the loss, Clinton drops to 9-6 overall, while the Warriors go to 14-0. Stay with us for our next Clinton Sports broadcast, which comes up next Friday when the Clinton Lady Maroons take on Hayworth, to be followed by the boys varsity team, also playing Hayworth, in a doubleheader here on WHOW. In a game heard on WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, despite getting outscored in the final 8 minutes and 50 seconds, Monticello held off Paxton Buckley Loda 42-34 in high school boys basketball action to secure third place at the Holiday Hoopla Saturday evening. Gatsby Grant put the Sages ahead 28-11 with 5:27 left in the third, but PBL outscored Monticello 23-14 the rest of the way. The Sages made just enough shots and played good enough defense to survive. Grant was the only Sages player in double figures with 14 points. Matthias Rudolph scored 7 points off the bench in the first half. Rudolph was the Serve Pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's player of the game. Tyler Cole had 10 points to pace PBL. The Sages shot just 39% from the floor, but made 9 of 12 free throws. Monticello also committed 20 turnovers and were outscored in the paint 20-12. The Sages held PBL to 29.3% shooting, and the Panthers went just 2 of 16 from beyond the arc. They were also 8 of 16 at the foul line. The Panthers dropped to 5-7 overall. Monticello goes to 5-6. They're back in action after the new year when they host Warrensburg Latham next Friday at the Seaver Center at 7 o'clock. Hear the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. In a game heard on WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, Monticello led wire to wire and beat Clinton 47-32 for third place in high school girls basketball action from the Monticello Holiday Hoopla on Saturday afternoon. Megan Allen helped the Lady Sages build a 12-point lead in the first half, scoring 16 of her game-best 17 points in the half. Allen grabbed 7 boards and played excellent defense. She earned the Serve Pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's player of the game. Allie Widener helped Monticello close out the win with 13 points, making 6 of 6 free throws in the fourth quarter. Carly Anderson led Clinton with 13 points. Each team had 18 turnovers, but Monticello had 18 points off those turnovers to just 8 for Clinton. The Lady Sages shot 13 of 16 at the foul line and 43% from the floor for the game. The Lady Maroons shot 34% from the floor and went 0 for 8 from distance. Monticello had 24 points in the paint to Clinton's 22. The Lady Maroons dropped to 11-5 overall. They're back in action next Friday when they take on Hayworth at Clinton High School as a part of a doubleheader with the varsity boys. Game time is 6 p.m. Hear both the boys and girls next Friday on WHOW and all its digital platforms. Monticello goes to 7-6 overall. Kylan Boswell had 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Tomislav Avicic had 23 points to lead 24th-ranked Illinois to a 117-64 romp over winless Chicago State on Sunday. Boswell was 1 assist shy of his first triple-double and got it with a pass that set up Keaton Kucher's three-pointer. With a minute 47 left, it was just the 7th triple-double in program history. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn had 16 points. Kasparis Jasunas had 14, Will Riley 13, and Morez Johnson Jr. had 11 points and 8 rebounds for the 9-3 Illini. Gabe Spinelli, the son of first-year Chicago State coach Scott Spinelli, led the 0-15 Cougars with 20 points. Noble Crawford had 15. Illinois led 60-24 at the half and built its lead to as many as 58 in the second half. It wasn't much of a test for the Illini, who are facing a winless team that doesn't have a player averaging in double figures and gives up 83 points per game, but it gave them a chance to shake off the rust from having a week off following the bragging rights win over Missouri on December 21st. A 14-point run over 2.5 minutes early in the first half extended an 8-7 Illinois lead with 22-7 and propelled the Illini to the lopsided win. Illinois shot a lot of threes. They came into the game averaging 32 per game and 6th in the nation and went 15 for 33. Illinois plays Thursday at 9th-ranked Oregon. Darius Hannah scored 21 points, and Zeke Montgomery added 6 in the second overtime as Bradley defeated Valpo 81-75 in double overtime on Sunday. Duke Dean scored 20 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, and had 4 steals for the 11-2 Braves, who go to 2-0 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Montgomery finished with 19 points. Cooper Schweiger led the 7-6 Beacons with 21 points, 6 boards, and 2 steals. Valpo got 17 points and 6 rebounds from Jefferson Monegro. Casper Sepp had 11 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Bradley entered the half up 36-30. Hannah paced the team in scoring in the second half with 9 points. Bradley was outscored by 6 in the second half as the teams ended regulation tied at 63. Bradley visits Indiana State on New Year's Day. Sasha Ciani had 16 points in UIC 73-67 victory over Illinois State Sunday. Ciani had 9 boards for the 9-4 Flames, who are 9-1 in the Missouri Valley. Javon Jackson scored 14 points, and Ahmad Henderson II finished with 12. The 8-5 Redbirds, who go to 0-2 in the Valley, were led by Malachi Poindexter, who had 20 points. Ty Pence scored 10. Dalton Banks pitched in with 9, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Jackson scored 9 points in the first half, and UIC went into the break trailing 35-33. UIC outscored Illinois State by 8 points in the second half. Ciani led the way with 14 second half points. Illinois State is at Missouri State on Thursday. Sam Darnold added another exploit to his career-altering season, passing for a personal best 377 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Minnesota Vikings hung on to beat the Green Bay Packers 27-25 Sunday and moved tantalizingly close to the NFC's top seed in the playoffs. The 14-2 Vikings set up a final week showdown in Detroit next Sunday night for both the NFC North title and a first-round bye plus home field advantage package that comes with the best overall record in the conference, finishing 7-1 at US Bank Stadium, where their blitz-fueled defense has fed well off the deafening crowd. Darnold hit Jalen Naylor, Jordan Addison, and Cam Akers for scores to raise his passing touchdown total to 35, the 4th most in NFL history by a player in his debut season with a team. Love's only touchdown pass for the 11-5 Packers came with 2:18 left, a 3-yard toss to Malik Heath that trimmed the deficit to 2 points. Despite another fierce climb up a gaping hole against Minnesota this season following a 31-29 loss in Green Bay on September 29th, that started with a 28-0 deficit, the Packers fell to a troubling 0-5 against the top 3 teams in the NFC. The Packers were swept by the Lions and lost their opener in Brazil to the Eagles. But with the score too close for comfort and the Packers holding all their timeouts before the 2-minute warning, Kevin O'Connell did not hesitate to trust Darnold to win it. Darnold ran bootlegs for completions for 2 vital first downs, one to fullback C.J. Ham and one on 3rd and 2 that Akers snagged just before it hit the turf to force the Packers to use their final timeout. On the play before that, Darnold hit Justin Jefferson in tight coverage for 9 yards on another rollout. Darnold finished 33 for 43 with 1 interception as the Vikings ran 70 plays for 441 yards, their second highest total of the season. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson was inactive. Linebacker Quay Walker missed his second straight game, and cornerback Jerry Alexander was sidelined for the 6th straight game and 9th time this season. 2 backups, Zane Anderson and defensive end Brenton Cox, entered the concussion protocol during the game and did not return. The Packers host Chicago to finish the regular season next Sunday. Matt Duchene and Jamie Benn had a goal and 2 assists as the Stars beat the Blackhawks 5-1 Sunday night. Jason Robertson, Avini Dedonov, and Wyatt Johnston had goals and an assist for Dallas, which had lost 3 of 4. Jake Oettinger made 24 saves. Chicago dropped its 4th consecutive game. It lost 3 of 4 in its season series against Dallas. Connor Bedard scored his 10th of the season for the Blackhawks, and Arvid Soderblom made 30 stops. Next up for Bedard and company is the Winter Classic Tuesday against the Blues. Jason Zucker scored a tie-breaking power play goal with 9:30 left, and Buffalo notched their 3rd straight win by beating St. Louis 4-2 Sunday. Jiri Kulik extended the Sabres' lead with a breakaway goal that went between Blues goalie Jordan Bennington's legs with 3:41 to play. Braden Shen and Nathan Walker scored for St. Louis. Bennington had 12 saves. The Blues, who are tied for an NHL low 5 power play goals at home, went 0 for 4 with the man advantage. The Blues play the Blackhawks in the Winter Classic Tuesday at Wrigley Field. Get sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Hey there, it's Ramey Miller, personal and business coach, and also owner of Run Deep Coaching, and a Taylorville native now living in the Northern Illinois area. I have the pleasure of helping people strengthen their relationship with themselves and others virtually, no matter where they are. Seeing what's possible for people is the highlight of my job. For example, I support people through job transitions, relationship changes, and developing new habits. Recently, I hosted a workshop and people walked away with hope, courage, feeling worthy and seen. I would love to connect with you. Feel free to reach out for a virtual complimentary 60-minute conversation to see if it's a good fit to work together one-on-one, or we can just simply discuss any upcoming events. My website is www.rundeepcoaching.com. That's www.rundeepcoaching.com. I am sending you so much support.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. There have been many tributes for former President Carter, who died yesterday at the age of 100. President-elect Trump says the nation owes Mr. Carter a debt of gratitude. President Biden calls the 39th president a man of principle, faith, and humility. Mr. Carter and his wife Rosalind were the longest married presidential couple in U.S. history. The damage assessment now underway after a powerful storm system roared across the South over the weekend. The storm spawned tornadoes, leaving at least 4 people dead. South Korea ordering safety inspections of all Boeing 737-800 jetliners as investigators try to pinpoint the cause of a weekend plane crash that killed 179 people. It is South Korea's worst aviation disaster in decades. Troubled discount chain Big Lots reaching a deal that will keep hundreds of its stores open. More details at srnnews.com.
From the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Seth Lawrence with this local news update. Historical images often degrade over time while on display, and a Clinton Historical Society is trying to stop that. Joey Long, executive director of the C.H. Moore Homestead and DeWitt County Museum, explains their effort to preserve historical photographs from their collection is just about wrapped up.
It is about to wrap up. First, I'll explain the project. The C.H. Moore Homestead DeWitt County Museum collection includes many photographs depicting, DeWitt County's history and heritage. And many of these original images are the only one of its kind in existence. However, the problem is that due to the passage of time, some of these images have begun to fade and deteriorate. Our Picture Perfect project will allow us to fix that problem. What we will do is we will select photographs, and we will be able to stabilize those photos and preserve the original photos at the same time.
The photo replication will allow the museum to keep the displays of history in DeWitt County while preserving the originals for generations to come. Long says they've had a great response from the community, noting her gratitude towards all those who sponsored to help keep the history alive in Clinton and DeWitt County.
It really has had a good response. And I had no doubt that people would see the value in this project. So, we have a problem or a hurdle, that these photographs are not in the best shape and continue to, deteriorate. We figured out a solution. That solution takes money. People are willing to help us financially with the project, but then we're also, they're helping us save history. But by putting the sponsors' taglines on the bottoms of these images, I feel like we're not just saving this old history. I feel like we're also making history. I mean, these images that we're reproducing, the reproduced copies, these 11 by 14s, will probably last, I would say, at least 50 years, right? So, even years from now, people will not only enjoy those photographs, but also I think they will enjoy looking and seeing, who those sponsors were, who stepped forward, who believed in the project. So I really like that part of it as well.